Alright guys, let's get real for a second. If you've been sidelined into crypto, it's now time to get fully serious into crypto. We've just had the US election and Donald Trump may look like he has won the election, which could send Bitcoin straight past $120,000. Let's get into the data of what I'm looking at. Make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share this video with your friends. So first off, looking at Bitcoin, we can see that already we've just smashed through the previous all-time high of 74,000. We've come all the way up to almost $76,000, and that's on the election night, with much more to come in the coming days. Let's take a quick look at the election. We can see here that Donald Trump has currently taken the lead with about 267 out of 270. Now, we need to not get too excited just yet. Really important, guys. Whilst the market is currently factoring in a Donald Trump win, we still do have the really important swing states like Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Georgia. And we can see that right now, not all of the votes have been counted, although it's a very low chance Donald Trump is going to lose now. Remember what happened in the 2016 election. So there's still always a chance. So make sure that you're not over leveraging yourself. If you're trading, only risking what you can afford to lose, because right now it is going to get very volatile over the next couple of days. If we go back and we take a look at previous election cycles, we head back on the charts and we go and have a look at what happened in 2020, we saw massive price swings up to about 10% a day straight after the election. So for me personally, I will be waiting for the next couple of days until I'm entering a majority of my positions. So as we can see here, the price of the market did fluctuate about 10% and it ranged for a couple of days after the prior election. So be very careful in the positions that you're in. Now, we are waiting to see the remainder of these votes. And if we do get a confirmed Trump win in Pennsylvania, Georgia, and as well as either Wisconsin or Michigan, we should have a very clear Trump win, and that would be very bullish for the whole entire crypto market. So during the time coming up to an election, you'll find that markets, they don't like uncertainty. We've recently got a pullback over the last couple of days coming into the election, and that's because big investors, big hedge funds, and major traders, they don't want to be in trades when the market is uncertain. Now that we are finally seeing who is going to be the next president of the United States, we could start to see money get redeployed back into the markets. And as we've previously seen, as Charlie is saying here on Twitter or X, after the election, in most cases, price does go up. And if we have a look here, a post from Quinton, each US election week has set the Bitcoin price floor that's never been revisited. So whilst we're still going to chop for this next week, next couple of days, as we finalize who the election winner is, probably going to recount the votes and do whatever they're doing. This is usually based off historic data, the bottom of the market that gets put in before we start the big parabolic run. You can see in 2012, it was at $11.81. We then took off. We never revisited $11.81. In 2016, we hit $7.19 as the bottom at that election date. And once again, we never re-hit $719. And then in 2020, we hit just under $15,000, and last bear market, I think the low we got to was about 16K, so we never revisited that price either. So really exciting times. I'm hoping a bottom could be put in here. It's still going to fluctuate. It's still going to get a little bit choppy, but let's hope for a bottom, hopefully above 66K. So simple as that. You don't bet against it, he's saying. And you can see that in November 2012, when Barack Obama was elected, markets went absolutely parabolic. Once again in 2016, when Trump was elected, markets went parabolic once again. And then even when Joe Biden came in, even though we later found out that he wasn't very pro-crypto, 2020, you can see that once again, markets absolutely rallied. So going off historical data, this is not guaranteed. It's not 100% that we are going to pump, but if we're looking at historical data as a guide, I'll let you guys make that decision. There's a rumor that we often say is that history doesn't always repeat, but it often rhymes, right? So we're hoping that we are now going to get another one of these massive super cycles, I like to call it. So one thing that's really important is that now the election is over, what we may start to see is what we call a risk-on environment. Coming into the election, there's a lot of uncertainty. Investors will sell or basically hold what they have and not buy more because it's uncertain, right? Like I said before. But after the election has passed, people will be like, okay, I feel safer now. It's less risky to place trades. It's less risky where the market is more certain of the direction that it may be going in. We find that people adapt what we call a risk-on attitude, and that's where they're going to start looking at potentially dabbling in risk assets like the S&P 500. just like Bitcoin. So if we do see that risk on environment, we could be able to see Bitcoin pump quite hard over the next coming weeks if history was to repeat itself. And to even further back these claims, what we are seeing is that on Friday, we actually have an FOMC meeting. If we go back and have a look at the previous FOMC meeting, this is where they announced the first rate cut, we saw Bitcoin pump massively. And what we're seeing here now at this upcoming FOMC meeting is that right now, there is a very high chance. Well, let me just refresh this. This seems to be playing up. No, there we go. There is still a 97.5% chance that at this next FOMC meeting, that's in just a couple of days on November the 8th for Melbourne time, I recommend each and every single one of you mark this in your calendar so you expect the market volatility at this time, because we may be getting another rate cut. There's actually a 97.5% chance. Now, if the previous rate cuts have pumped the market, what will be stopping this one? I'm going to ask you that question. And more importantly, what we do see is that when we do get rate cuts, we find the global liquidity expands. Basically, the US dollar tends to get weaker, and a lower US dollar basically means a stronger price or higher price for Bitcoin. Now, like I said, nothing's 100% guaranteed, but I'm putting the data here in front of you, the research that I've done, and I'm going to allow you to go ahead and make those decisions. And if you've liked this content so far, please make sure to smash that like button, make sure to subscribe, and drop a comment. Let me know what you're thinking so far of this call. Now, on our platform, on my platform here that I have, it's a social media platform for crypto traders, put a post up earlier. And I said, be prepared, because the next couple of days are going to be very volatile coming into the US election. We saw that in 2016, we saw a 10% pullback. 2020, we saw a 6.1% pullback. So far, 2024, it's been 6.3% pullback. But take notice that after these pullbacks have occurred and that low has been put in, basically we have seen historic rallies follow straight after. Now, our platform is a really good source of information. I highly recommend you jump in. It's free. If you click on the link below in the YouTube description there, you'll see a link to Empire, a social media platform for crypto traders. And in here, this is where we post a lot of our charts, a lot of coins that we're looking at trading, a lot of fundamental news. Here's a couple of trades from our students today. One of them doing 1,000%, another one doing 500%, and there's an $11,000 win there. Also posting, just check it out for yourself. I'll let it speak for itself. You can see there's charts, everything crypto related. Imagine like Facebook, but for crypto traders. Anyway, back to the news. Last but not least, we see that Cointelegraph are predicting that Bitcoin can still hit 100K no matter who wins the election. And if you look back at what Paul Tudor Jones said earlier, it's basically doesn't matter who wins this election, all roads lead to inflation. If Trump is the clear win and we get the results coming in the next couple of days that he has, absolutely 100% locked in, then I believe we could see Bitcoin start to venture up towards that $100 mark, maybe even past it in the months to come. If Kamala Harris wins, I do think that we will get a little bit of a pullback. However, we'll have to reevaluate then. So make sure you've subscribed, because I will be putting up videos daily and showing you guys what I'm looking at. But that's enough for this week. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now. Please take a minute to read and understand our disclaimer. If you do not agree to this disclaimer, please close this video.